Are you a beginner day trader that is thinking about going from paper trading to real funded trading or live trading? If so, please watch this video and listen to what I have to say before you actually do that. When I first started trading about a year and a half ago, um, obviously I started out with paper trading, and I advise every single person who ever thinks about getting into trading to start with paper trading because you're not putting up real capital. Okay. Um, Now, when you get into paper trading, uh, obviously things are confusing as you're learning, but once you finally start to understand what's going on in the market to some degree, you are able to, take setups, trade, whatever, and make profits, okay? Um, but I want to advise you guys that when you're doing this, it is very easy to get overconfident and think to yourself, oh wow, I am profitable. I can go and start a live account, or I can go start a funded challenge and go and make money. I'm making 10 grand a month trading on my paper trading account. I can do that when I switch now to funded trading or live trading, even though I've only been trading for 3 months, 2 months, 1 month. And I really, unless you guys have the money to blow on, you know, whether it's your live account, taking losses on your live account, or blowing thousands of dollars in funded challenges, I definitely advise you guys to really take your time to understand your strategy and really just dial in trading, not for the money, but for actually the trading aspect. So, like I was saying, a little bit of my story. When I first started trading, it took me about 2 to 3 months to start actually learning basic concepts of how I trade now. Okay, and once I learned those concepts and started implementing it into the markets, after 3 months, I was able to actually trade on a daily basis and catch winning trades. Okay, and actually try to like predict where the market's going. And what I would do is I would trade and I would have my paper trading broker statement and I would put it all in my notes and track how much money I was making every day, losing, whatever, and putting it in notes and adding it all up, okay? And over about 3 months, I think 3 months I would do this. It was either like 3 months or 2 months, something like that. I would be profitable. I'd be making like $1,000 a week or, $500 a week. Mind you, like zero losing weeks, maybe one. And I thought I was like profitable. I thought I figured it out in 3 months. And oh my gosh, I'm gonna be the one exception that is profitable in 3 months. Nope. Reality check. You are not profitable yet, bro. I promise you. Um, you are not long term profitable. Yeah, you might have a little bit of short term success. You have like a little bit of a winning streak. You might kind of understand what's going on, but I promise you, you don't. Okay, so you guys need to humble yourself and understand that this takes time. It is not a get rich quick. This takes time, it takes patience, and you will learn that. And you have to be humble before the markets, and you have to humble yourself. So, when I did this, I bought a funded account. Um, Luckily for myself, I'm very good at risk management. That is one thing that I definitely strong suit in is risk management. And you know, luckily over the past, let's say, year, I jumped right into the funded challenges. Okay, and depending on what you do, it can range. I went right into Top Step, so that's $50 account activation. Sorry, $50 eval for 50K and $150 activation fee. So I would buy this account, trade it. If I got lucky and passed it, which I passed about two or three in the past. Sorry, I passed about four in the past year. Okay, and I've only blown maybe five, six accounts. So I'm pretty good at risk management and not blowing all my money. I know a lot of people who have blown thousands on accounts just because they are trying to get rich quick. They're trying to full port their accounts, pass them quick, and when you're not profitable, you don't know what you're doing. You put yourself in a very dangerous spot, especially when you have greed and you just want to get rich quick and you don't understand that this is a process and you have to master trading to actually get good at it and be long term successful. So when I went and did this, yeah, I didn't blow a whole bunch of money, but I just now, after about a year of trading, figured out the strategy that will actually get me to where I want to be. So when you first start trading, that strategy that you first learn, unless you go and have a mentor and buy a mentor right off the rip, or whatever it is, um, and you do that, then yeah, like you might have the same strategy when you first start, but when it comes to trading, you kind of have to find a strategy. I'm not telling you to strategy hop, but you kind of have to find a strategy that suits you and is good for your mental and your psychology. So after it took me about a year of trading to actually find a strategy that I am content with and that I like using. So over that year, I mean, yeah, I lost money and that was kind of a learning thing for me. So I was able to figure out what I liked, but I also could have saved myself probably, $1,000, $1,500 in accounts just if I paper traded for a very long time and got really, really good, long term, successful, profitable, and then switched to the funded challenge. But you guys have to just be slow and give yourself at least 6 months of trading on paper. Don't rush it. Trust me, just do 6 months paper trading. Like be profitable over 6 months. If you're not profitable, give it at least another 3 months. You have to be profitable if you don't want to blow money. And please take my advice. Um, and if when you do this and you find that you are profitable, the one thing that you profitable, the one thing you will realize when you switch to a funded account, unless you are very, very disciplined, and this is why you need to disassociate yourself with the money aspect of trading and just focus on the actual execution part of trading, because this will help your psychology so much. Because when you switch from that paper account to real money, your brain automatically thinks money, and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm up $500. Oh my gosh, I just lost $500, $1,000 today. And then that sets in that, oh, I need to make it back, or oh, this wasn't enough, I need to trade again. And this is the thing that, like, you kind of have to learn the hard way, which sucks, but like you kind of have to do it unless you are able to kind of get around that by understanding that that is what's going to happen and knowing how to get around that and fix it. And if you're able to paper trade and be disciplined enough to do that for that amount of time, then I'm pretty confident that you will be fine going to a funded challenge or a live account, if you will, and trade. So, for me, the biggest game changer that I've had in my journey so far is disassociating myself with the money and just focusing on my executions and being consistent in profit. And over time, as you do this, you are going to build confidence. The money aspect is going to be gone because you're just focused on trading and being a good trader. And when you do that, gradually you can up your risk and you will just make more money by doing this without actually thinking about the money. So I definitely advise you guys to do that. And as you build more confidence on a funded challenge, up your risk. Um, it was definitely a big mistake of mine switching early, and like I said earlier, I could have saved myself a lot of money. So if you guys do this, I promise you, it will definitely save you some money in the long run. This is not a quick skill to learn. You can ask anyone this. It's going to take at least a year or two in the game of trading to genuinely get good at it. It is not get rich quick. You're not going to do it in 3 months. You're not going to do it in 6 months. Yeah, maybe you'll get lucky. Like there's some people on Instagram or whatever, you can see them getting, oh, I got a payout in 3 months, 6 months, 1 month. I promise you, they either have a bunch of money to full port into accounts and just max leverage them, and realistically, all it takes is one good week to get a payout on these accounts. If you have enough money to do that, whatever, do what you want. But that is what social media can portray. So you guys need to kind of disassociate yourself from the social media and think about yourself and the position you're in. If you don't have the money to be blowing on funded accounts, then don't trade a funded account. Just paper trade and get better. And when you have the money to do it, then make the switch. Okay? And like I said before, I just now really found a strategy that works for me, and now I'm able to consistently, you know, make profits and just get better as a trader through backtesting, journaling every single day. Naturally, you get better, especially with market experience. That's another good thing that is good. Sorry, that sounded stupid, but that is one thing that is good with paper trading is over time as you advance as a trader and you spend time in the markets every single day, you will naturally get more market experience and understand how the market moves on a day-to-day basis. So, yeah, I advise you guys to please take your time and don't rush the process. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I got. Um, Please, if you guys like the content, drop a like, drop a comment, drop a follow. I'm on a journey, 1,000 followers by the end of the year. We will see. I'm gonna be trying to post more. I kind of been lacking on the YouTube posts. I'm not gonna make excuses. Gotta stay on top of that. But if you guys have any questions, if you're a beginner, new trader, or you're thinking about switching to funded accounts, or you just need any help, I have a free Discord. I don't sell any info. I have a free Discord. I can send you guys a link. You can DM me if you guys need any help. Leave a comment. I will reply to you guys and kind of at least try to get you on track or some sort of direction with help. But yeah, guys, that's kind of wrap it up for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Have a great week. Have a great month. Good luck.